first time I ever had Chinese food, I was given chopsticks to eat with. Imagine eating with 2 sticks when you have used spoons all your life. Funny, isn't it? Anyway, I held the chopsticks in my tongue, pointer and index finger, and carefully pick out my food. It turned out to be the most delicious meal I ever had. When I next had Chinese food with a spoon, I didn't enjoy it quite as much. I didn't need to be careful to pick out the pieces. I just kept scooping out the whole thing without savoring the smaller bits. This is what is happening on the newly rehabilitated and expanded Mile 12 to Ikorodu. The road was bad, so drivers carefully made their way past the bumps and potholes. Now the road is safe for use. Road crashes have increased because without cracks and potholes to force drivers to slow down, they have turned the road to a racetrack. But that's not the goal of its rehabilitation. And on today's show, we strongly urge caution in whatever language you understand. Whether not to yanamo as with the gist for street, so make we they do jeje when we drive for road, or to speak in the native tongue. Because we cannot overemphasize the need for you to be careful. First, we take the news highlights. I am Obafemi Craig. Welcome and thank you for joining us on the news highlight on LAMATA FR. Members of the public have expressed their confidence in Governor Akiumiambode's led administration to deliver on its campaign promises, especially in the area of promoting good public transportation. Some members of the public who spoke with the LAMATA FR crew during the week said they have confidence in the ability of Governor Ambode to improve on what was achieved by his predecessor, Mr. Babatunde Raji-Fashola, in the area of providing good public transport infrastructure and projects.
Government is a continuity from where Asiwaju Bola Ahmed stops. Babatunde Raji-Fashola picks from there, and I want him, as in Akiumiambode, to start from there and even expand more beyond what we expect.
I expect Ambode to upgrade the stage of transportation in the area for common man, because common man is the one that's suffering for the whole issue.
And that ends the news update.
Basically, what LAMATA does is to coordinate public transportation in Lagos State, and we came up with a transport master plan.
Developed together with the World Bank, the objective of this plan is finding long-lasting solutions for the problem of transportation in Lagos. Currently under its first steps of development, the plan has already proven itself a big success, dramatically increasing the connectivity in a city in continuous expansion and enjoying an unparalleled demographic and economic growth.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth, to improve the quality of life, to improve the standard of living, and to make Lagos a vibrant and livable city in years to come.
LAMATA, keeping Lagos moving. What's not to love about the newly completed Mile 12 to Ikorodu extension? The lanes are expanded. Footbridges are available for pedestrian crossing. Users of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT will enjoy median lanes operation, and the road is smooth, solid, and a delight to drive on. But this good turn is fast becoming a cause for concern. Vehicle drivers, excited at the smoothness of the road, have begun to speed on it, causing unnecessary accident. So, whether you drive your own private vehicle or a company car, a taxi, a truck, or a commercial bus, So long as you travel on the mile 12 to Ikorodu road roof, it is imperative you join us now as we visit that corridor. LAMATA's goal is to make your journey in Lagos a good one and not your last. So we will go to every length to make this message loud, clear, and even in our native language to make it register fast and stick forever. We're set to go. Join us now on the move.
Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is changing for the best.
The Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT extension project is a world-class infrastructure constructed by the government for public use. As such, it is very important for people to understand the use of an infrastructure of this nature. Joining me for this discourse is the Deputy Director of Transport Safety LAMATA, Mr. Olajide Oduyoye, to throw more light on understanding the use of an infrastructure of this nature for the use of the people. It's a pleasure having you join me on this discourse today.
You're welcome, Mr. Craig.
Now, let's start by understanding how people must know how to use the pedestrian bridges.
The pedestrian bridges, as you see, like the one behind us, Majido, is one of the 3 types of crossings that we have, even though this one in particular is an overhead pedestrian bridge. So you have overhead pedestrian bridges for walkways, then you can have subway crossing, and then you can have at-grade crossing, which could be in 2 forms. One could be controlled, that is with signalization, and the other is uncontrolled. That is the one where you put zebra markings across the road. So those are the 3 main crossing facilities that you can have on any road. On this corridor, only 2 of those are likely to play a part. The first one is the one that we mentioned, the Majidu one here, which is the overhead bridge. And this one in particular goes from one side of the carriageway to the other. It means, like, if you just want to walk to cross from one side to the other side, you have the pedestrian bridge to use, climb it up, go all the way to the end, descend, and you're on your way.
On either side?
Either side. The other thing that it can also do, if you choose that you want to go and get on the bus, say your waka na towards mile 12. If you're coming from this side, you will still climb the bridge. But instead of wakaing all the way to the end, you will drop at the first exit to go to the bus stop. If your journey na the one where go carry you go Ikorodu, then you go to the next one. No drop to the first one, no, because that first one na mile 12. The second one na the one going to Ikorodu. Assuming say now from here you dey waka come. Now the opposite place the same way. Either way, the overhead bridge itself is just to ensure that you don't endanger your life by deciding to cross at grade level. Where you see say all this motor, the way they drive.
The way they speed itself,
the way they drive, they not send you. If you send yourself, you send your family. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní ìwúlò fún ara yín. Torí Ọlọ́run la fi ń bẹ̀ yín, Ọlọ́run la fi ń bẹ̀ yín. Bíríìjì tí wọ́n ní kẹ́gùn ní kí ẹ gùn. Lóòótọ́ ó lè wà slow kó jẹ́ pé ẹ máa gun steps o. But all the same, if you climb it, you will feel safer inside of yourself. That is the purpose of this facility. And the good thing about it is that there are 2 types of crossing, of ascending or descending this bridge. There's one where you have the steps, and then there's one where you have like a flat grade.
For the physically
for
challenged.
The physical challenge. So those people were there for wheelchair.
They're going to use that one.
Nobody say they come out there from system. They go enter wheelchair, they go climb them, they feel cross safely. So everything what we do now to ensure say every Niger person now safety now it matter.
Are there any other perchance crossing of the pedestrian that we may possibly look at?
Yes. You know, Ikorodu Road from Ikorodu town to mile 12 is a long stretch. All right? And so there are lots of development on either side. Existing townships, existing villages, dwellings and everything. It is not practical to put this type of crossing all over the place. And so what would happen is at grade crossing, where the road carriageway will be raised and zebra crossing painted across to allow people to even cross in those areas. Those areas have been identified and they will be implemented on this corridor. So basically, there will be a lot of crossing point opportunities for pedestrians to stop them from being endangered from moving traffic on the carriageway.
Especially those that are on the high speed.
Absolutely.
Lagos, my home. With
As we see it, it's not the typical straight road that most drivers would expect to see. But how many roads do we have in the world that are windy and bendy? In fact, there are so many roads, for those of us who are aware, in South American countries that are even on the mountains. They're so windy. And so when people have complained to us and they said, oh, that's your mile 12 to Ikorodu road, it's too bendy, it's too bendy. One asks the question, whether it is bendy or not, is the width of the road for you? Is it wide enough for your vehicle? I mean, if you just see as we're going along, there are 2 lanes right here. Each lane is over 3.33 meters wide. The largest width of a trailer of a vehicle is just around 2 meters wide. And if you have a lane that is 3.3, there's absolutely no reason why any vehicle will want to be veering away from their own lane. So as we dey waka, whether there's traffic or no traffic, it's very important. Say, not be by must, by tools. You must speed. That the way you're not controlling your vehicle, it now makes it difficult to stay within your lane. You can see the bus, those things in front of us. Nobody is staying within their lane. Anyway, just to augment what the infrastructure is all about, what we're doing, we're now approaching a U-turn area. As we're approaching, you can see a lane has been created on the left-hand side for this U-turn facility. They have marked there U-turn area with the arrow showing to the left. We will now face the first rumble strips, set of rumble strips, like that. The purpose of this rumble strip is so that someone that wants to do U-turn does not speed into the U-turn that would now go and slam his vehicle into there. You can even see this sign there that we're also about to approach a yellow box junction. See that yellow sign that says, do not enter unless exit is clear. So as you're doing a U-turn, I can ask the driver to stop here for a minute so that we can just capture that the lane across us here is the BRT lane, to and fro. And this yellow box junction that has been placed here is for that purpose, so that if I want to do a U-turn and the U-turn area is blocked, it doesn't make any sense for me to go into this yellow box and block the buses that are just minding their own business. Really, it's all about being our brother's keepers. Anywhere you see yellow box, except your exit is clear, say make you the waka go, make you not enter the box. Nobody they fight with you, nobody won't take your position, make you just leave the place free. Make bus and other traffic, make them they find their own business. Anyway, as we turn left there, we will now see another lane has been created. The purpose of this lane that we're about to join is to allow vehicles doing the U-turn to gather speed and join normal lane of traffic. If this was not there, you will now find vehicles just jumping in front of other traffic, which is totally unsafe. So this one allows the driver to look his mirror, speed up, and join the flow of traffic, as you will see. That is the purpose of all this now. And if they are horning or they are coming at speed, at least one can slow down and stay here until when it is safe to actually join the full lane of traffic. So that is what we see here. On that side there, people have asked us, what is that lane for? That is not a moving lane traffic. That is just for a breakdown for vehicles that unfortunately miss a breakdown. It's not for drivers to be using to overtake. This road is a 2-lane road. It's not 3. You can see solid line. Solid line on the road means you should not cross over it. You should not overtake on it, except there's an emergency. And right now there's no emergency. There's no need for anyone to be using this right lane to say, they think that they are sharp, now so they go use them. All that thing that we do, sharp driving, it's not very nice, because at the end of the day, all it leads to is just palaver. Palaver of accidents, palaver of damaging other people's vehicle, palaver of even further delay. So the thing where we say you won't gain time. By the time something unfortunate happens, that time you go don't lose them 10 times over. So why even do it in the first place? There's no need, there's no gain in it. you can see that there are lines across the carriageway. As you see in front of us here, these are what you call rumble strips on the carriageway. And why are they there? They are there to alert drivers that they need to slow down as they're coming into the bus depot, which is quite windy, and because of the pedestrian bridges that is in front of us, that if you slow down around there, surely everything will be fine. So this rumble strips is just to wake and to alert drivers and motorists that this is not an area for you to test how fast you can go in your super fast vehicle. And that is what we see here. So there's a purpose for all these things here, just in case somebody wants to ask the question or they want to complain, whatever. Your car would not spoil as a result of this. All you need to do is just slow down and traverse this bend, and everybody becomes safer.
Behind me is a construction going on there. Can you please describe what is going on there?
Well, what we have here is a bus depot. And plainly, the bus depot is to garage all the buses overnight and to maintain the vehicles as well. That building there is what you would regard as the administrative office for the operations, where it is possible that passengers will be able to lodge their inquiries, if any. What you can see mainly is that there are up to about 400 parking spaces for the bus that will operate this corridor.
One of the major components of the Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT extension project is the lay-by furniture. Can you also explain what a lay-by is and the purpose for it?
This lay-by that we see in front of us is not just only a lay-by, but it's a bus stop. But it's not a bus stop for BRT vehicles, it's a bus stop for non-BRT vehicles. As you can see the yellow bus there and the other large buses. This is an area where it serves as a safe haven for loading and unloading of passengers, apart from that which is on the BRT lane itself. And what that does is that it keeps those vehicles away from the main line of traffic. And number one, it keeps the vehicle safe and it keeps the passenger safe as well. And so lay-bys like this are all over the corridor, and they serve as bus stops, and a very, very important part of the infrastructure that has been created for that purpose of facilitating other usage other than BRT operations on the corridor itself.
Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is changing.
Mr. Craig, at first glance, it looks confusing, but when one understands what is going on and how it works, it's pretty straightforward. We had discussed earlier on that the BRT corridor itself, both to and fro from Ikorodu to Mile 12, is bang in the middle of the carriageway.
That's right.
Which means there are mainly two single lanes for buses to go through, and then you have two lanes on the outside for other traffic.
That's right.
However, there are some sections similar to this along the corridor where there were existing bridges and additional bridges were built, extra single lanes on either side of it to maintain the normal 6 lanes, which means 4 lanes for normal traffic and the 2 lanes for BRT. However, because of the configuration of the way it is built, the 2 lanes on my left-hand side, Mr. Craig, are the 2 lanes for the BRT buses themselves.
That is on the left here now.
On this left here, there are 2 lanes. One coming from Ikorodu, and the other one, which is coming from there, is going to Ikorodu town. And so they now have to merge when they come to here. So the traffic from my right-hand side here are the 2 normal traffic, which is now split into 2. So one lane would join the BRT to go through, and another lane would just go straight like that. As you can see, the typical BRT lane running from Ikorodu terminal to Mile 12 is basically bang in the middle of the carriageway. This here, as you can see, is an approach to the bus stop of the buses that is going to Ikorodu terminal. And the bus stop that you can see behind me is for the vehicles and the buses coming from that side going to Mile 12 and CMS. Really, there are 2 lanes for the BRT corridor. And then you have special bus stop laybys for the buses to load and unload passengers so that it does not conflict with buses that do not need to stop and they need to go through. This area itself, it's specifically only for BRT buses. No other vehicles are allowed to traverse this area at all. There are safety measures that have been put in there to even help the buses to align themselves properly so that they do not come in conflict with other buses that are using the thing.
Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is
As we have seen, all we have done is to educate and enlighten you on your understanding on how to use this road furniture for your own benefit as provided by the government for public use. All we are asking is for you to also ensure that you comply with the rules and regulations for your safety. I'm Obafemi Craig. More to come after this time out.
I trust we have made a convincing plea to you to treat the Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT extension and other roads in Lagos as roads and not a racetrack. We will endeavor to hammer this message in frequently. In the meantime, stay tuned for more.
Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is changing for the best.
Aside from making your Lagos travel experience a satisfying adventure, hearing from you via text, phone calls, on our Facebook, and our BlackBerry Messenger makes our week at LAMATA. Here are some of the ones you sent in this week. Olajide Ayuba, you posted saying there is a very bad portion of the corridor at Ojota Bus Shelter in Ward K2. These dangerous potholes need urgent attention. I think it should be part of the ongoing rehabilitation works, but it was jumped over by the contractor. Ekoni Bajio. Adebayo Swara, you posted saying, LAMATA, I pray for this body because you are the body that make promise and fulfill your promise, especially in the area of relocation of we people of Anyogbure Market in Ikorodu through our chairman, Alfa Adebayo. Thank you, LAMATA. Thank you for those messages. Oladokun Olaide Ayuba, the feedback you sent in will be worked upon. Adebayo Swara, thanks for your appreciation of LAMATA. LAMATA is indeed a government agency that makes and fulfills promises. For your information, market men and women at Anyogbure Market were relocated to a better constructed Oluwo Oduyoye Market near Agric Ikorodu. LAMATA transport projects are aimed at poverty alleviation and improving commuters' daily experience as they commute the length and breadth of Lagos State. Please send in more of your questions, comments, and remarks to any of the following. It's been wonderful having you join us on today's show, and that's only possible because you are alive and well, and LAMATA hopes to keep it that way. So we are not only committed to making your journeys across Lagos by rail, road and sea affordable, faster, and more pleasant, they must be safer. We'll leave you with Arthur Rubinstein's beautiful words. I found that if you love life, life will love you back. I am Obafemi Craig. LAMATA, keeping Lagos moving.
Lagos, my home. With LAMATA, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes, more than rail.